calves, all that juicy stuff. When we talk about the lower limbs, again, we cannot forget about the hip complex, okay? So often when we are suffering issues in the lower extremities, it can connect, and quite often more than not will connect back to little hip imbalances, little weaknesses. So we will be working the hips, strengthening into them to kind of try and provide that little bit more stability for the lower limbs. And then more often than not, well, probably less often than not, that imbalance in the hips can actually start in the feet, okay? So if we're not kind of connecting fully to the ground, if our stride's a little bit off, but it all kind of goes in tandem. So really when I talk about lower limbs, it's really anything from the hips down. Okay, so we're just going to start actually sitting back on our heels this morning. So again, if you're quite tight in the calves, quads, this is going to be a little bit awkward. It's not going to feel so great, okay? So what you can do is you can place a towel in underneath the knee crease, and you can also place a towel underneath the actual flat of the ankles if it's feeling a little bit too extreme at the front of the ankles, okay? So there's two little adjustments. If it's really uncomfortable, what you can do is you can roll up a mat and place it underneath the knees, and actually it gives you a lovely quad stretch as well, so that's a lovely place just to hang out. And we're going to start just with 3 nice active opening breaths. So again, sitting back on the heels, try and get nice and long into the spine. Again, drawing the chest forward, drawing the shoulders back. Notice if the ribs are flaring a little bit here, so we want to suck that belly button toward the very back of the spine. Just feel that little bit of tummy engagement, feel the lower back release. And again, imagining that piece of string pulling your spine nice and tall toward the ceiling. So drawing those shoulders away from the ears. We're going to open the palms to the ceiling. And then we're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to ceiling. And as we exhale, press the palms forward. As we do so, really press back through the shoulder blades. Feel that lovely stretch into the upper back. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. Maybe take a gaze up. Interlock fingers, press palms to ceiling, and then exhale, press forward and release. And we're going to do that one more time. Really try to draw those arms right back in line with the ears. Interlock fingers, press palms to ceiling, and then exhale, press it forward and release. So already this might be a deep enough stretch for you. If you feel you'd like to go a little bit deeper, so I'm just going to turn to the side here so you can see me. We're going to place the fingertips just behind the body, toward the feet, and then gently lift the knees off the ground. Okay, so only if it's accessible, otherwise just sitting here with the towel rolled up might be enough for you this morning. So it really depends. We're inhaling, lifting the knees as high as we can go. Really feel that stretch into the front of the ankles. Lift them as high as we can go for one more breath, and then gently release. Coming onto the hands, we're going to tuck the toes under, and then we're just going to sit back onto the heels, finding that lovely stretch into the soles of the feet, nice and deep into the plantar fascia, and maybe wiggling through the toes here a little bit too. And then leaning forward, bring the hands out in front. We're going to untuck the toes again, sit back toward the heels, bring the hands back toward the body, and again, gently inhale, lift the knees as high as we can go. And they mightn't lift at all, so don't get too worried, okay? So sometimes it can be a soft tissue thing in the ankles. Sometimes it can actually be bone structure, so you mightn't actually have that flexibility within the bone structure, okay? We're just going to bring those hands forward, tuck the toes under, sit back onto the heels, just hold here for one more breath, and then bring the hands forward, untuck the toes, one more time, sit back onto the heels. Again, this might be as far as we go, fingertips beside us, and then gently inhale, lift the knees up. Okay, so just working a little bit of flexibility into the fronts of the ankles and into the soles of the feet. Again, bring those hands forward, tuck the toes under, and then sit back onto the heels. So then really throw that weight back onto the heels. Even lean back a little bit more if you feel like getting a wee bit deeper, and you're going to feel a lovely stretch into the front of the quads here too. And then gently release back, hands to the front. We're going to crisscross at the ankles, and then we're going to roll back onto our mat, and we're going to lie back onto our mat here. So again, just make sure you have your towel within reach. So lying back onto the mat, feet are flat, knees are bent to start with. We're going to hug that right knee into the chest. We're going to rest that right ankle just above the left knee. Walk the left heel a little bit closer toward the body so that we can brush the back of that left heel. with the fingertips. We're going to work the right knee away and work that right toe toward the knee. Even engaging the foot by drawing the toe toward the knee is going to get us that nice little bit of strength into the ankle and a nice little release into the kneecap. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the left foot off the ground, shin parallel to the ceiling. And then we could either interlock the hands behind the back of that hamstring. If we find we're rolling into our chest or our lower back's coming off the ground, we can reach for our tail, wrap it around the back of that left hamstring, just as a little extension of the arms. So we can gently walk those shoulder blades together, really opening into the heart. Try to keep that lower back grounded on the mat. As we exhale, we're going to draw that left knee a little bit closer toward the face. Continue to work the right knee away. Continue to draw that right toe toward the knee. So every inhale, think about lengthening the spine, opening the heart. And every exhale, draw that left knee a little bit closer toward the face. So just feeling that lovely release into the right hip and glute here. One more breath. Again, really working with your breath here. Try to get a little bit deeper with that exhale. From here, we're going to point the left foot up toward the ceiling. We're really stretching into the front of the ankle. And as we exhale, we're going to draw those toes toward the face. So we're inhale, pointing the toe toward the ceiling as much as we can. And then exhale, toe to face. So continue with your own breath. So just gently mobilizing the ankles. So again, we're really working with our foundation this morning, trying to really key into any little imbalances, any little niggles, work a little bit of strength. So the more we do these points and flexes, over time, we're going to find the ankle is starting to fatigue. So we're kind of working more into strengthening than stretching. And then we're going to make a few nice big circles to the left. And we're trying to make them as big and as round as we can, trying to get rid of any limitations to the movement. So nice and smooth, nice and slow, just really exaggerating those circles. So again, working into strength and mobility at the same time, and then we're going to reverse it in the other direction. So again, as large as we can draw those circles. And again, if you really want to work into those strengthening the ankles, another one you could do up here, we're not going to do it this morning, is just draw the alphabet with the ankles. Okay, so really challenging every single little muscle in the feet. Lovely. And then we're going to release the left foot down. We're going to cross the right leg over the left, extend both arms out in line with the shoulders, palms down, gently shift the hips to the right. We're going to let both knees drop over to the left, coming into a lovely little spinal twist here. Try to keep that right shoulder grounded and maybe take the gaze over the right fingertips. If you find those left knees aren't dropping over so easy, you can just shift the hips a little bit more to the right, so that right hip is stacked on top of the left, and it just allows you a little bit more space there to work into your twists. As we inhale, see if we can draw a breath nice and deep into the belly. And as we exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that twist. So really releasing the spine, the core, find that lovely release into the right glute. Keeping that lovely bit of space into the chest, a little bit of a stretch into the left side of the neck here as well. So again, nice, slow, big belly breaths. Exhale, release. And then gently, we're going to inhale it back to center, coming back to our figure four. And then from here, we're going to drop the right knee down onto the left foot. So the left foot's coming out to the left, that right foot's still rested on the outer thigh. And we're just getting an extra little stretch into the front of the left hip, into the ITB. And again, this time we can take the gaze over the left fingertips. So kind of just falling from our figure four line, both legs drop to the right. So that left heel is kind of close to the bum, and that right foot is rested on the outer left thigh. And we can actually use that weight of the right foot to draw it a little bit deeper into that stretch into the front of the left hip, a little bit into ITB. Again, another understretched part of the body. So our ITB is actually more tendinous, so there's only so much stretch we can get with it anyhow. But this is actually a lovely release, working right from the hip. One more breath. And then gently, we're going to inhale it back to center. Lovely. From here, again, hug that right knee in. We're going to reach for a towel, and we're going to wrap it around the ball of that right foot. We're going to extend the left foot fully out along the mat, pressing away through the heel. And again, just being conscious of the hamstrings here. We're going to more focus into the lower leg. So we're going to press the sole of the foot out to about 45 degrees here. So we're not looking so much for the hamstring. And as we do so, we're going to press away through the heel. Okay, so we should find that into the calf, into Achilles, working the toe toward the face all the time. And if you do want to bring a little bit more into the hamstring, you can still maintain that calf stretch and just lift the leg a little bit more toward the ceiling. But again, you only want to feel that stretch in the belly of the hamstring. So like what we were working on last week. So only the fleshy part of the muscle, not up underneath the kneecap, not near the sit bone, just right in the middle. And again, if you just want to focus on the calf, we're pressing away through the heel. Allow the leg drop as far as you need until you feel that lovely stretch into the back of the calf. Now we're just going to rest here for 3. Press away through that heel for 2 and 1. While we're here, we're going to bring the grip just into the right hand, left hand rests in the hip, and we're going to slowly allow that right leg drop out to the right. This time we are working into the hamstring, so try to bring that foot up in line with the right hip. Gaze goes over the left shoulder, and we're trying to keep that left side of the body grounded. Keep focusing on pressing away through the heel, drawing the toe toward the face. So although we're working into the hamstring, we're still getting into that lower leg here. As we inhale, press away through the heel. As we exhale, allow that leg drop out just a little bit more, but keep the lower back grounded, keep that left hip grounded. One more breath here. And then slowly inhale back to center. We're going to hug the right knee in. Bring the grip a little bit closer to the foot. And as we exhale, we're going to draw that right knee outside the line of the body, but keep a nice strong flex into that right foot. As we press the sole of the foot toward the ceiling on the inhale, as we exhale, draw that right knee out a little bit more. If the right elbow comes inside the knee, you can prop it in there just as a little bit of extra prop to open up into the hips. But again, don't force it, only if it comes easily. So every inhale, we're pressing the sole of the foot toward the ceiling. Every exhale, we're drawing that knee a little bit wider. So again, we're working into the ankle. We're also getting that nice little release into the hamstring and hip. One more breath here. Lovely. And then slowly we can release the grip in the towel. Just hug that right knee into the chest. While we're here, we're going to do a little bit of myofascial release. Okay, so a little bit of self massage. So hugging that right knee into the chest, we're going to point through the toe. So point through that right toe, left leg's rested. We'll get our 2 thumbs and we're going to lock them in just above the heel. Okay, so kind of just around the point of your Achilles. And we're going to lock those 2 thumbs in and we're literally going to pull the flesh away from the heel. Okay, and we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to draw that right toe toward the face. But using that lock of the thumbs, we should find a nice little stretch into the Achilles. And then we're going to point the foot as we inhale. We're going to walk those thumbs a little bit closer toward the back of the knee. And then exhale, draw the toe toward the face. Again, inhale, point the foot, work those thumbs a little bit further up the calf. Exhale, pull toe to knee. Inhale, point the foot. All the time we're pulling the flesh away from the ankle. Exhale, toe to knee. Continue, inhale, point, working those thumbs a little bit further up the calf. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point, again, locking those thumbs in. So we're trying to create that stretch by releasing into the soft tissue. So we're just working the whole length of the calf muscle. Depending on how tight the calves are, the further up you go through this little movement, you're going to feel it quite a nice little intense stretch into the back of the calf. And we're working the whole way until we're about ½ an inch from the knee. Okay, so we never put pressure in underneath the kneecap. There's too many tendons and muscles and attachments going on in there. Last one, wherever we're at. Lovely. And then from here, just gently kind of massage up and down the calf just to loosen out that muscle. So it's a lovely way, a soft tissue release, lovely way of just releasing into particularly tight calves when the stretch just doesn't cut it. Okay, so just really gently coming into that. Lovely. We're going to place that right foot on the ground. We're going to bring that left foot up to meet it. So knees are bent, feet are flat. Same starting point. We're going to draw that left knee into the chest. And then we're going to rest that left ankle just above the right knee, coming into our figure four. Again, we might work that right heel a little bit closer to the body so we can brush the back of the right heel with the right fingertips. The left toe works toward the knee. We're engaging that left glute to press the left knee away from the body. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale the right foot off the ground, shin parallel to the ceiling. And again, either interlocking the hands or the towel around the back of that right hamstring until we feel that nice release into the left glute. Notice if we're rolling into the chest, we can use that towel as an extra little extension into the arms. Working the shoulder blades together, connecting that lower back to the ground. And as we exhale, we're going to draw that right knee a little bit closer toward the face. So we're inhaling, opening the heart, connecting that spine to the ground. And as we exhale, draw the right knee a little bit closer. So when we're working into our hip openers, we want to make sure that lower back is connected to the ground. So it's nice and stable, nice and supported. Really feeling that lovely release into the left hip and glute. And even just noticing how it feels from one side to the other. Staying in this lovely release. As we inhale, we're going to point the right foot up toward the ceiling and really stretch actively into the front of that right ankle. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the toes toward the face. So we're inhale, pointing. And then we're exhale, flexing. So continue with your own breath. So really exaggerating the movement, finding that stretch, finding that mobility. But we're also working into strengthening into those little ankle stabilizers. So our feet and our ankles and our lower legs are really important when it comes to our balance. So it is important to work into strengthening, not just mobilizing, not just flexing. Keeping our base, keeping our foundation as strong as we can. We're going to make a few nice big circles to the left. Again, as large as we can. We're going to find that not just in the ankles and foot, but right into the lower leg, maybe even up toward the knee. So again, really exaggerating those circles, noticing how it feels comparing to the left side, and then reverse it in the other direction. So again, even keying in with these little imbalances in the feet at this stage is really good. Just it really allows you, maybe if you keep collapsing into one hip or hurting one knee starts flaring up more than the other, you can actually sometimes tie it back down to the feet. So just noticing those imbalances as we work through these little mobilizers. And relax. We're going to release that right foot to the ground. We're going to cross the left leg fully over the right, extend both arms out, palms down. We're going to shift the hips to the left and then let both knees drop to the right, taking the gaze over the left shoulder. So again, a lovely little spinal twist here. If we find those knees aren't dropping over easy, just shift the hips a wee bit more to the left. Find that left hip bone literally stacked on top of the right. Keep that left shoulder grounded. Keep taking that gaze over the shoulder if it's okay in the neck. As we inhale, draw the breath deep into the belly. And as we exhale, allow those knees drop over a little bit more. So we're inhaling, creating as much space as we can with that breath. And as we exhale, trying to release into that space. Find that lovely release into the left glute, lower back, all throughout the spine. Keep that space in the chest. One more breath here. And then gently, we're going to inhale back to center. Coming back through our figure four, and then we're just going to allow that left knee drop over. We're going to untuck the right foot so the heel is kind of closer to the bum. And again, that left foot is just rested on top of the outer right thigh. We can take the gaze over the right shoulder this time, so opposite way to where the knees are falling. And again, just play around with the movement. If you find that weight of the left leg is a little bit too much, you can always take the left foot to the ground. So you don't have to force it here. Again, nice big belly breaths. So in this case, the lower back is off the ground, so very hard to get into this rotation otherwise. So I want you to really focus on engaging those tummy muscles just to protect that lower back as we work through our twist. So again, nice big belly breaths as we inhale. And as we exhale, release those knees a little bit more. Feel that lovely release into the front of the right hip, into the ITB. A little stretch here into the quad. And then gently, we're going to release it back to center. Lovely. Hug the left knee into the body, nice and tight. We're going to wrap the towel around the ball of that left foot. And then we're going to extend that right foot fully out along the mat. As we inhale, we're going to press the foot out, lengthening through the leg at about 45 degrees. So again, just working into the lower leg to start with. Press it away through that left heel, drawing the toes toward the face, and just feel that lovely stretch into the lower leg. If we do want to bring it a little bit more into the hamstring, we can draw that left toe a little bit higher. So again, hamstring stretch here. We're looking for no more than 80 to 90 degrees. So we're not looking for hyper mobility into those hamstrings. Just a nice natural range. And again, if that's too much, if we're feeling that stretch anywhere other than the fleshy part of that hamstring, just drop the foot, press away through the heel, and just really enjoy that lovely stretch into the lower leg. One more breath here. And then we're going to bring the grip just into the left hand, extend the right arm out in line with the shoulder, palm down, and then slowly exhale that left foot out to the left, taking the gaze over the right fingertips. If you're finding that right side of the body is coming off the mat, you can always place that right hand onto the hip bone. Again, press it away through that left heel all the time. Feel that lovely release into the inner thigh, into the hip, into the hamstring, and as we press away through the heel into the lower leg. One more breath here. And then gently, we're going to inhale it back to center, hug the left knee into the chest, bring that grip a little bit closer to the left foot. And as we exhale, we're going to draw that left knee outside the line of the body, keeping that right hand grounded onto the right hip bone. As we inhale, press the sole of that left foot toward the ceiling. And as we exhale, draw that left knee a little bit closer toward the ground. Again, if the left elbow comes inside the knee, we can use it as an extra little prop to open into the hip, but do not force it. So only if it comes easily. Every inhale, pressing the sole toward the ceiling. Every exhale, drawing the knee toward the ground. And keep that nice strong flex into the left foot. Still working into a lovely little stretch into Achilles here with that movement. Keep working it. Find that release into the hip, a little bit into the hamstring for one more breath. Lovely. We're going to release the grip. We can release the towel off to the side. Really hug that left knee into the chest. Again, we're going to do our little myofascial or soft tissue release. So from here, again, you can keep the right leg extended. You can bend the right foot or the right knee, whatever feels good for you. So we're going to point through that left foot, like our ballerina foot. And then we're going to get our two thumbs. We're going to lock it in just above the heel. So we're kind of starting at Achilles and we're pulling the flesh away from the heel all the time. So we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to draw the toes toward the face. So try to not allow the thumbs to move. We're really resisting that stretch. Again, we're going to work the thumbs a little bit further up the calf. And as we exhale, draw the toe toward the knee. Inhale, point, locking those thumbs a little bit further up the calf, pulling the flesh away from the ankle, and then gently exhale the toe toward the knee. So again, continue just gently working the whole length of the muscle. And then we're working more into gastroc, our muscle at the back, but we could easily work into all parts of our lower leg muscles. So we're basically, we point, like if we wanted to invert the foot, we could point to the left, we could point to the right, and we're just all the time, we're pulling the muscle tissue away from the joint that we want to feel that stretch coming from. So loads of options here. Last one, wherever we're at, again, don't go too close to underneath the knee. You can stop about half an inch, even an inch away from that. So we shouldn't feel that tender point. And then relax and just gently knead out that calf muscle. Just using the fingers and thumbs, just a nice little self massage, little release. Excellent, lovely, relax. We're going to hug both knees into the chest, crisscross at the ankles, and we're going to take 3 or 4 rolls forward and back along the mat. Again, if this is too much, you can beat us up in seats. Using the motion to really massage the full length of the spine into the ground. Really draw the chest forward as we move forward. And when you've done your 3 or 4 rolls, we're going to engage with those tummy muscles to draw ourselves all the way up to seat. Lovely. From here, we're going to come right onto hands and knees into our tabletop. So again, just check in here. Shoulders are over elbows or over wrists. Elbow creases face forward, so we might need to rotate those elbows forward. We're really spreading through the hands, so spreading through the fingers. Hips are over knees, and knees are about hip-width distance apart. We can tuck the toes under if the feet feel a little bit cranky, otherwise flatten out through the ankles, get that nice stretch into the front of the feet. And we're going to adjust through our feet here with our cat-cow curls this morning. So as we inhale, we're going to draw the chest forward, take the gaze up toward the ceiling, but at the same time, we're going to tuck the toes under, okay? And then as we exhale, we're going to tuck the chin into the chest and we're going to flatten out through the feet. So inhale, draw the chest forward, take the gaze up, tuck the toes under. Exhale, curl through the spine, tuck the chin into the chest as we flatten out into the front of the feet. Okay, so it'll feel a little bit more flowy as you do it yourself. So we're bringing the feet into our cat-cow curls. So as we inhale, take the gaze up, tuck the toes under. As we exhale, press the ground away, curl through the spine, flatten into the front of those ankles. Continue with your own breath. And again, try to make it as flowy, as organic as you can. All the time, pressing the ground away as we curl in between the shoulders. Feel that lovely release into the back of the body. As we draw the gaze forward, feel that lovely release into the front of the body, into the chest. Close down the eyes, just really experience the movement. Don't get too caught up on what it looks like. Last wave, wherever we're at. And then we're going to meet facing forward. We're going to tuck the toes under and we're just going to step that right foot back and press back through the right heel. So both toes are tucked under, but we're extending back through that right leg. Notice if the belly's dropped here again, just suck that belly button toward the back of the spine, feel the lower back release. And we're just gently pressing away through the right heel, feeling that nice little release into the back of the calf, into the lower leg, into Achilles, and into the sole of the foot for 3, for 2, and 1. From here, keep the left knee grounded. We're going to lift that right foot off the ground, press away through the heel, and then we're going to bend the right knee, press the sole of the foot toward the ceiling, and just find that glute and hamstring engage. We're going to hold it here, gently pulsing the foot toward the ceiling. Keep the tummy muscles engaged. Keep drawing that belly button toward the back of the spine for 3, for 2, and 1. Again, release onto the ball of that right foot. Press back through the heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Release that right knee back to meet left. Same on the other side. We're going to extend back through the left foot onto the ball of that left foot. Press away through the heel. Again, keep that right toe tucked under as well. We just work into a little stretch into both arches. Hold it here for 3. Press back through the heel for 2, and 1. Again, inhale, lift the left foot off the ground. Keep pressed away through the heel. Bend the left knee. Press the sole of that left foot toward the ceiling. Again, notice if we're back bending, tuck that belly button toward the back of the spine. And we're going to gently engage that left glute and gently pulse that left foot toward the ceiling. So again, really activating hamstring and glute here. Getting a nice little bit of space into that left hip as we do so. For 3, for 2, and 1. Landing onto the ball of that left foot. Again, pressing back through the heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Left knee comes back to meet right. Bringing those hands right to the very front of the mat. We're going to tuck both toes under and gently press the ground away as we sit back onto the heels, taking the gaze back toward the belly. Just finding that nice release into the soles of the feet. Maybe wriggling through the toes here a little bit as well. Maybe shifting the toes side to side. And then from here, really spreading through the fingers, we're going to press the ground away, gently lift the hips up toward the ceiling as high as we can go, and then gently release those heels down toward the ground behind us. Gaze is back toward the knees, maybe even toward the belly. And we're really pressing into into the finger pads and knuckles. So try to stay nice and light on the wrist here. Draw the chest toward the ground, draw the hips toward the ceiling. As we inhale, get as high as you can onto those tippy toes. And as we exhale, draw those heels down toward the ground. So we're inhale, lifting the hips, coming high onto the tippy toes. And as we exhale, gently lower those heels a little bit more. So continue with your own breath. As we exhale, lower, see if we can engage into the quads to get an extra little stretch into the backs of the legs. 2 more. Each time trying to draw those heels down a little bit more. And don't get too caught up with if they don't touch the ground. That's totally fine once you're finding that release. Last one. And then from here, just gently paddling out the feet. So keep the hips lifted, keep pressing the ground away, keep drawing the chest toward the ground. Try not to look forward. I know sometimes when you're trying to see what I'm doing, it's hard not to, but try to relax the head and neck so that we can really open up between the shoulders. And just gently using the movement to create a little bit of space into the back of the body. We're going to look forward between the hands and gently walk our way all the way to the front of the mat. Coming into a nice wide-legged forward fold. Take a nice deep bend to the knees. Just allow the head and neck relax here. Maybe hold on to opposite elbows. And just feel that lovely release into the lower back. If we want to feel a little bit more into the legs, we can always lift those hips a little bit higher, but try to really focus on releasing that spine. One more breath here. Gently release the fingertips to the ground, tuck the chin in, and then slowly roll away all the way up to stand. Head comes up last. Lovely. Take a wee drink here if you need it. We're going to go through a nice few little rounds of our sun salutations just to bring a little bit of flow into the body. Again, if you have your block or your block-like object like a book, just have it toward the front of the mat here. While you're ready, we're going to come to the front, feet nicely grounded, hip-width distance apart. And I want you to really find all the corners of the feet here. So we're going to start by just grounding the baby toe into the mat, and then from there we're going to try to stretch between all the toes. So second toe, third toe, and then finishing with the big toe. So we should have quite a nice spread between the toes here. And then from here we're going to crunch through the toes and draw the heel toward the toes. So we're kind of contracting into the arches of the feet here, and then gently release. So allow the toes spread, allow the arches release. Bringing the hands to the heart. So just really feeling those foundations connecting into the earth. We're going to press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. Again, notice that the ribs are flaring. Tuck that belly button toward the back of the spine. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins, nice flat back. So this is actually a lovely calf stretch in itself. So we can either place the hands to the shins if they get there without bending the knees, or onto the thighs. But as we do so, we're drawing the chest forward, drawing the shoulders back, weight is in the heels. So we should actually feel a nice release into the backs of the legs here without having to touch the toes, and keeping a nice little bit of space into that lower back. Exhale, fold. We're going to step the right foot back to lunge, left foot to meet it. Hold it here, nice strong plank. Again, we're pressing the ground away, shoulders over elbows over wrists, elbow creases face forward. If you need to come to the knees, by all means do, but try not to let that bum pop up. So try to keep a nice long spine here, strong core. Pressing actively back through those heels for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground, elbows tucked in, roll the heart forward, untuck the toes, press the feet into the ground, draw the shoulders back as we lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the ground away, lift the hips, downward dog. Again, walk it out nice and easy, just paddling opposite heels toward the ground. Keep pressing the ground away. Take that gaze back toward the knees. Maybe give the head a little shake, reminding that neck to relax. Stillness here, we're going to inhale, right foot up, looking forward. Stepping right foot into lunge, as many steps as you need. Left foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center. Hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, right foot to meet it. Again, hold it here, nice strong plank. Notice where those hips are at. Are they dropping toward the ground? Is the bum popped up into the air? We want to maintain that nice, straight, strong line, the full length of the spine, all the way down the legs, out through the heels. For 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground, elbows in, roll the heart forward, untuck the toes, press the feet into the ground, draw those shoulder blades back together. Exhale, hands to the ground, tuck the toes, press it away, downward dog. Again, keep those hips lifted. So imagine yourself in a nice upside down V. So the hips are pointed toward the ceiling, everything else is moving its way toward the ground. Walk it out, nice and easy. We're going to inhale that left leg up, looking forward. Stepping left foot into lunge. Right foot to meet it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to center. Hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Second round, when you're ready. Again, feet nicely grounded, finding all the corners of the feet into the mat. So outer blades, inner arches, heels, toes. So again, just moving around the feet here. We're going to bring the hands to heart center. And from here, we're going to slowly come up onto the balls of the feet. So onto our tippy toes, trying to lift those heels as high as we can. Keep the core engaged, hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. And then gently release the heels. From here, we've done this one before, a little bit more challenging. We're going to throw the weight back onto the heels, see if we can lift the toes off the mat, and then see if we can lift the balls of the feet off the mat. Even if you try one at a time, trying to keep that core engagement for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly release. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge. Left foot to meet it. Hold it here. Nice strong plank for 3. Keep pressing the ground away for 2 and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground. Elbows in, roll the heart forward, and tuck the toes, press the feet into the ground. See if we can lift the chest off the ground a little bit more as we draw those shoulders back. Exhale, press the ground away, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. Walk it out nice and slowly. Work through the breath here. Notice where the breath is at. Is it caught up in the chest? Is it getting down into the belly? So really draw that breath deep into the body. We're going to inhale the right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot into lunge. Left foot to meet it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center. Hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, right foot to meet it. Hold it here, nice strong plank. Keep thinking about pressing the ground away as opposed to holding your body in space. You want to keep those shoulders nice and strong. For 3, press away through the heels. For 2 and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground, elbows in, roll the heart forward. Press the fronts of the feet into the ground as we draw those shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the ground away. Lift it back, downward dog. Walk it out nice and easy. Inhale, left leg up. Looking forward, stepping left foot into lunge. Right foot to meet it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center. Hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Little variations here. So we're going to stay at the front of the mat. Create a little bit of space out in front just so you're not touching off anything, but we're going to keep the toes and knees together this time. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. We can bring the palms together, or we can imagine an imaginary ball between the hands and just kind of press the hands toward each other, but not quite touching. Engage the tummy muscles again. Notice if we're back bending, so we want to tuck that lower back in, feel that release, feel that engagement in the core. As we exhale, we're going to gently bend into the knees. Try to keep that nice spine, nice and long. Press the chest forward, draw the shoulder blades back, but again, keep pressing that lower back, back. So belly button toward the back. And then from here, we can either stay here or we can come up onto the tippy toes and gently lower. So coming up onto the balls of the feet, not really the tippy toes. And just gently lower as low as we can go. Maybe opening the arms into cactus arms here. A little bit of balance work here. You're going to feel this in the quads as well. For 3, for 2, and 1. Release the hands to the ground, so fingertips to the ground. And then gently allow those heels release to the ground and just fall forward into our fold. Keep a little bend to the knees here. Rest the belly onto the legs. Hold it here for 3. Release the head and neck for 2. And 1. Press the hands into the ground. We're going to step that right foot back into lunge. Allow the right knee drop down. Bringing the hands back in line with that left foot. And we're going to untuck that right toe. So usually what I say is keep the knee over the ankle. In this case, we're going to get our left arm and we're going to hook it underneath the kneecap. So my left forearm is just underneath the kneecap. And then I'm going to gently bring the knee out in front of the heel. Okay, so this is the only time I get you to do this. So we're not compressing into the joint. We're using that left arm underneath the joint. So we're not compressing, but we're getting a nice little stretch into the back of the calf and into the Achilles. Again, you can bring that right hand out in front if it feels a bit better. And we're just going to hold it here. So again, try to keep the left heel grounded as we work the left knee forward and keep that left forearm underneath the left knee. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Lovely. Gently release. Bring that left hand back out in front. We're going to tuck the right toe under and we're going to gently walk the hands back. So we're sitting back toward the heel, not onto the heel. We're going to draw those left toes toward the face and come into a nice little stretch into the back of that left leg. So fingertips to the ground. We're working the left toe toward the face and gently bringing that weight back toward the heel. Again, if we're feeling that into the hamstring, it's just into the belly, that nice fleshy part of the hamstring. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently bend that left knee, bring the hands forward again, hook that left forearm underneath the left knee. Slowly draw that left knee out in front of the foot. We can untug that right foot. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Last one, tuck the right toe under. Extend through the left leg as we walk those fingertips back toward the hips, drawing that weight back toward the heel, and we're going to draw that left toe toward the face. Draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. So try to keep the spine nice and long. So we're not curling here, we're not collapsing into the core. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly walk those hands forward as we bend into the left knee. Hands flat to the ground. Untuck that right toe. We're going to press the left foot back to meet right. Hold it here. Nice strong plank for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga if you're practicing. Keep those elbows tucked in. Roll the heart forward, untuck the toes. Draw the shoulder blades back. And then exhale, tuck the toes. Press the ground away, downward dog. Walk it out nice and easy. Inhale, right leg up, looking forward. Stepping right foot into lunge. Left foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Same on the other side, again, feet and knees together, create a wee bit of space out in front. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, gently sit back into our chair. Try to keep those arms back by the ears if you can. And again, notice here, I'm arching into my back. So I want to suck that belly button toward the back of the spine, feeling a little bit of flatness into the back. Go as low as you can. And then from here, coming up onto the balls of the feet. So again, just gently hovering the heels off the ground. See if we can go a little bit lower. Keep the tummy muscles engaged. Maybe open the arms out into cactus arms. So knees are in front of feet here. And just feel that power in the lower legs, feeling into the quads for 2, and 1. Bring those hands down to the ground. We're going to drop the heels and gently lift the hips up toward the ceiling Let the head and neck relax here. So again, we can have a nice deep bend to the knees. Again, if you have a lot of flexibility into the hamstrings already, feel free to extend through the knees, but try not to force it. Hold for 3. Relax the head for 2. And 1. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. We're going to step that left foot back to lunge this time, releasing onto the left knee on top of the toe. And again, we're going to get that right forearm, hook it underneath the right kneecap, and then gently draw that right knee forward. So again, try to keep the right heel grounded. So left hand can come out in front or in line with the foot, whatever feels good. And we're gently shifting the weight forward, but keeping that right heel grounded for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently tuck the left toe under, bring that right hand outside. We're going to slowly draw that weight back toward the left heel, slowly draw the right toe toward the face, and just feel that nice release into the back of the right leg. If we want to feel it more so in the lower leg, keep that toe moving toward the knee for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly bend into the right knee, bring those hands back out in front, untuck that left toe. Again, hook that right forearm underneath the kneecap, and then gently draw that right knee out in front. So again, often like when I say keep the right knee over the ankle, it's so we don't compress into that knee joint. But if you have some kind of a arm in this case, or a rolled up object, a towel, you can get that stretch into the calf without compressing into that knee. For 3, for 2, and 1. Tuck the left toe under, gently release, slowly bring that weight back toward the heel as we extend through the right leg, draw that toe toward the face. Hold it here, keep the spine long, keep working the shoulders back, keep working the chest forward for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly walking it back to the front of the mat, both hands are flat to the mat. Lifting off the left knee, we're going to step that right foot back to meet left. Nice strong plank. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to the ground. Keep the elbows in, roll the heart forward, untuck the toes, press the feet into the ground, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the ground away, downward dog. Walk it out nice and easy. We're going to inhale, left leg up, looking forward, stepping left foot into lunge, right foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. From here, if you have your block or your block-like object, we're going to place it just at the front of the mat, widthways, just to have it here. We're not going to use it straight away. Again, coming to stand. Feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart, hands to heart. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge. We're going to drop the right heel down, so left knee is still bent. Engage the core to slowly bring ourselves up into our warrior 2 lunge. So notice here, we want that left knee to be over the middle toe of the left foot, not into the right. So again, keeping that nice space in the hips, we're working those inner thighs together. Press the outer blade of that right foot into the ground. We're going to extend both arms out in line with the shoulders, palms down. And then from here, we're going to come up onto the ball of that left foot and gently bend a little bit more into that left knee. So really a little bit more power into the calf, into the ankle. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release the heel, extending through the left leg. We're going to bring that right leg, so it's only about 2 foot behind the left. Foot placement is still the same. Extending the left arm out. We're going to inhale, take that gaze over the left middle finger. As we exhale, reach the left hand forward to the front of the room as far as we can go. And we can't go any further. We're going to drop that left hand so that the back of the hand is just inside the leg. And then we're going to extend that right arm up toward the ceiling. So notice here if the bum's popped out, so you might get lower than I'm going here, but you're collapsing into the front of the body. So I want you to use that left hand connection to press the hips forward, to draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, and take the gaze up toward the ceiling. And then with that, keeping that, maybe see if we can coax that left hand down toward the foot a little bit more. for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale back to center. Bringing the hands to the hips. We're going to gently twist the body to the front of the room. So this right foot is going to come forward now. So both feet are facing to the front of the room. Hips are open to the front of the room. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, we're going to bring the arms down behind us and either hold on to opposite elbows or we can make prayer hands with the hands. Okay, my shoulder is a little bit dodgy. I had a bit of a fall at the weekend, so I'm not going to try that. So holding on to opposite elbows or reverse namaste with the hands. We're going to inhale here, lengthen through the spine, both legs are extended. As we exhale, draw the chest forward as we press back through the hips, keep the tummy muscles engaged, and gently hinge from the lower back. As we draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, we're going to start to feel that into the back of the left leg. Relax the head, relax the neck for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, slowly back to center. From here, if you have the block, we're going to bring the block so that the ball of the foot is rested onto the block. Okay, so heel is still on the ground, ball of the foot is resting on the block, and you should feel quite stable here. Again, we're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, draw the arms behind us. Again, either holding on to opposite elbows or reverse namaste with prayer hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hips are pressed back as we draw the chest forward. Keep the spine long. And again, we're going to find it a little bit deeper here into the calf, into the lower leg. Going as low as we can and then just relax the head and neck here. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently tuck the chin in, slowly make our way all the way back up to stand. We can release the arms, release the block out of the way. And then inhale, arms out, reaching up. This time as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands forward to the front of the mat. Coming on to the fingertips, we're going to lift that right foot off the ground. Press back through the right heel. Hold it here. Nice little balance. So hips are still pointed toward the ground for 3, for 2, and 1. Right foot comes up to meet left, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. This time, step the left foot back to lunge, drop the left heel down, setting up for warrior on the other side. Engage the core and slowly bring ourselves up into our warrior lunge. So again, right knee is bent. We're trying to bring the back of the leg, so the hamstring almost parallel to the floor. Notice if that right knee is tripping into the left. We want to engage those glutes to open up into the hips, pressing the outer blade of that left foot into the ground, extending arms out in line with the shoulders, and then slowly coming onto the ball of the right foot and see if we can bend a little bit deeper into that right knee. Keep the tummy muscles engaged, gaze is over the middle finger on the right hand. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently releasing that right heel to the ground. Hands come to the hips. We're going to extend through that right leg. Stepping that left foot until it's about 2 feet behind the front foot. So again, same angles with the feet. Right foot forward, left foot parallel to the back of the mat. Extending both arms out in line with the shoulder. Inhale here, lengthen through the spine. As we exhale, reach as far forward to the front of the room with those right fingertips as we can. When we can't reach any further forward, we're going to rest the back of the hand into the inner leg, that right leg, either calf, maybe inner thigh, maybe all the way down to the ankle, but again, make sure that bone's not popping out. So we're pressing the hips forward, drawing the shoulders back, and then extend that left arm up toward the ceiling. So lovely little triangle pose here. So we're trying to make our body as narrow as we can. So we don't want the bum popping out, we don't want the chest popping out. Imagine yourselves between 2 panes of glass. Lengthening those left fingertips toward the ceiling. Feel that lovely stretch into the sideways for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly engage the core, draw ourselves back to center. Both hands come to the hips. We're going to twist the body to the front of the room. And again, that left foot is now going to face forward. We might need to step that right foot a little bit to the right so that we feel both hips are evenly spaced toward the front. Lovely. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, bring those arms behind us, either holding onto opposite elbows or coming into reverse prayer. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As we exhale, draw the chest forward as we press the weight back into the hips. Keep the spine long as we can go. And we can't hinge any further, just relax the head and neck. So again, finding this more so into the upper leg, a little bit into the calf, but more so into the hamstring. Again, if it's too much, just take a little gentle bend to the knee for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly tuck the chin in, slowly make our way back up to stand. Again, if you have your block, you're going to bring it. You're going to rest the ball of that right foot onto the block. So make sure you feel good and solid here, good and stable. Again, both hips are face forward. Inhale, arms out, reaching up. Exhale, bring those arms behind us, holding on to opposite elbows or reverse prayer. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As we exhale, draw the chest forward, press back through the hips. Gently lower the body toward the ground. Again, all the time, even though the ball of the foot is on that block, keep drawing the toe toward the face. Should feel that stretch a little bit more into the lower leg, still into the hamstring, but just really incorporating that lower leg. For 3, relax the head. For 2, and 1. Slowly tuck the chin in, inhale back up to stand. Again, we can draw that block out of the way. Last one, inhale, arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, bringing those hands to the front of the mat, out in front, bending a little bit through that right knee, so we can spring that left foot off the ground. Again, nice little standing balance here, pressing back through the sole of that left foot, lifting the back leg. Try to keep the hips parallel to the ground, so we're not opening into that hip. For 3, for 2, and 1. Bring the left foot back to meet right, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to your center, hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Just because we have a couple of moments, we're going to go into one of my favorite poses for those ankles and lower legs. So we're going to come off the mat here, unless you're a really thin mat, but if you have quite a padded mat, come off the mat just to give yourselves a little chance here. We're just going to go into our lovely tree pose. So again, feet are about hip width distance apart. Hands to the hips. We're going to rotate that right hip open, so engage the right glute and just rest that right heel above the left ankle. So we want to keep working that right hip open. So it is a hip opener, so feel that right bum muscle engage. Notice if that left hip's popped out, we want to draw it right back in. Again, if that feels good, we might stay here. We might bring the foot to rest on the calf, or we might bring that right foot to rest on the upper inner thigh. Ooh, a little bit off here this morning. Again, using that connection, using that friction to hold the pose. Try not to allow that foot rest on the knee. We don't want any lateral pressure in the knee joint. So we're going to bring the hands to heart. Find a point of focus out in front to fix your gaze. Relax the breath. Try to engage those tummy muscles to bring a little bit more stillness to the pose. Notice if you're shaking. So you're going to find this straight away in the lower leg. That's a good thing. Lovely way of strengthening into the ankle, the calf, the feet. Relax the shoulders. We're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up, palms together. And as we exhale, open our arms out into our tree branches. Draw the shoulders back, press the chest forward. Maybe press the index finger and thumb together. And again, try to find that point of focus out in front to fix your gaze on. All the time, try to bring stillness to your tree. You're going to really start to find that in that left leg. If you want to challenge it, you can sway your branches. You can close down your eyes. If you really want to challenge it, not sure if I'm ready for it this morning, you can try to come up onto the ball of that foot. Woo, and stay in your pose. For 3, for 2, and 1. Hands back to heart. Gently bring that right knee forward. And then slowly release, let it go. Give that left leg a nice little shake out. Well done. And again, if you fall out, just come back in. You can only get better at your tree pose through practice. Again, meeting front, hands to hips. We're going to rotate that left hip open. Left heel rests just above the ankle. Again, feel that glute engage. Notice if the right hip's popped out, pop it right back in. Again, we might rest sole the foot on the calf. Really spreading through the toes on that right foot. So really increasing your points of contact here if you're feeling a wee bit unstable, or we can bring that left foot to the upper inner thigh. Again, if the foot's there, but the knees suddenly come forward, just bring it lower down the leg. We're going to bring the hands to heart. Draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. Keep that lovely core engagement, really sucking that belly button toward the back of the spine. Feel that point of focus. So it could be where the floor meets the wall, where the wall meets the ceiling. It could be just some object out in front, just to really focus your gaze here. And then we might inhale the arms out, reaching up, palms together, and then exhale, open into our full tree branches. Again, you don't have to go to the full expression. If you're finding the start challenging enough, just stay there, work into that space. We might press the index finger and thumb together, creating a little mudra, a little energy line, a little focus point. Try to bring stillness into your tree. Notice if you're hunching those shoulders up, just relax them down the spine. Again, if you wish to spray your branches, close down your eyes, or maybe slowly lift off the heel. So even if you're just hovering the heel a couple of mil off, decreasing those points of contact, really challenging those ankle stabilizers for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently bring those hands back to heart. Left knee comes back out in front, and then gently release and let it go. Lovely. Give that right foot a nice little shake out. And we're going to finish like we started, coming back onto the mat. So we can sit back onto the heels, or we can take any comfortable seat for you. So if this is not comfortable, finish any way you wish. Nice comfortable seat. Opening the palms to the ceiling, drawing the chest forward, drawing the shoulders back. And then we're going to inhale those arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward, just slide the breath out through the lips, release and let it go. We'll do that twice more. Nice, big, full circular breaths, really stretching into the body. And then exhale. Last one. And then gently bring the hands to heart, press the palms together, close down the eyes, and just thank yourselves for creating a wee bit of space in your morning to come to the mat to look after yourselves, to create some lovely energy, and hopefully take that with you into the day to come. Thank you as always for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.